And welcome back to Daily Wrap. I'm Joe Concha, along with my ping pong player and partner, Rick Unger. That time in Beijing.
This is all video game, I hope, because I can't move.
Yes. Plus, Heather Hansen, Bill Tucker, and joining us from D.C., Newsmax TV contributor John Fund. So, Hillary Clinton's emails continue to be a hot topic of conversation, but the Ragin' Cajun thinks it's all baloney.
It was something that she did. It was legal. I suspect she didn't want Louis Gohmert rifling through her emails, which seems to me to be a kind of reasonable position for someone to take. So it amounts to, just like everything else before it, it amounts to nothing but a bunch of people flapping their jaws about nothing.
It's been very 90s around here lately. It's like we might as well play Belle Biv DeVoe during these sound bites. Anyway, Congressman Trey Gowdy, who heads the House Benghazi Committee, has now issued a subpoena for the emails and is also calling on an independent investigator to inspect the Clinton servers. Mr. Gowdy continuing to put pressure on the Clinton camp.
She says she deleted personal emails. Chris, I have zero interest in looking at her personal emails. I don't care about her yoga practice. I don't care about bridesmaids' dresses. I don't want to see that. But who gets to decide what's personal and what's public? And if it's a mixed-use email, and lots of the emails we get in life are both personal and some work, I just can't trust her lawyers to make the determination that the public's getting everything they're entitled to.
Okay, so two very distinct thoughts on this. Heather Hansen, do you see an independent inspector coming in to look at the Clinton servers?
I think it's going to happen. I think that there are enough different ways that it could happen. Most importantly, and Rick and I were talking about this earlier, the AP lawsuit. What they had requested in 2013 included things like in John's article, conversations that she had by email with Cheryl Mills. Nobody ever did a search for Cheryl Mills' name. Conversations about drones and special counsel, nobody ever did a search for those things either. The fact that those things weren't included in a search gives a court a reason to say you've got the opportunity to look at that server to see what you're missing. And I do think it's going to happen.
Bill, know where I think the pressure is coming from as well, and that is that it's Democrats and usually friendly people in media circles that are going after her. If you read the Maureen Dowd column yesterday that everybody is talking about today, I mean, that was just an evisceration. And I love using that word. And Jon Stewart took her down on The Daily Show as well, and Senator Feinstein has criticized her. So she's getting hit from enough. If she gets hit by Republicans, that plays right into the whole strategy. She's like, oh, poor me, and look, they're overplaying their hand. This is coming from everybody now.
But see, I don't think this is a legal matter. I think it's a legal debate about whether she was legal or not legal. Like we said 2 weeks ago, this doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't matter. Most of people in America work in a company where they know their emails are cataloged, where they know their emails are saved, so she can come out and win this legal battle and say, yes, see, I told you, it was all perfectly legal, and I don't think that's going to do her a bit of good.
Rick?
Hey, John, you're still with us, right? We still have John Fund with us, I hope? Good. John, I wanted to ask you a question because I read your piece yesterday. You wrote an excellent piece in the National Review talking about, picking up on what Heather said, Hillary's cleanup team, as I think you called them. How do they factor into this? How does Cheryl Mills factor into this? Are we just going full-blown 1990s all over again? Because I don't think I can take it.
Well, let's be clear. Hillary Clinton said the reason I did this was I wanted the convenience of carrying one device and not two devices. Well, now we know she carries 4 devices, and there's no convenience that was involved. If there was just convenience, why in the world is Cheryl Mills, her chief of staff, and Huma Abedin, her personal aide, why were they on the server using only private emails? Obviously, they wanted to shield them from congressional and other investigators. James Carville gave the game away. Off message, James. You didn't use the word convenience. You said she didn't want the Congress pawing through her emails. Well, that's what happens when you're in government. Congress has the right to look at your emails. So this obviously is a cover-up. So now the question is, can they enforce it? Can they get the server? And I don't think they're ever going to pry that server out of her, whether it's in an apartment building in New York or whether it's up Chappaqua, wherever it really is. The bottom line is she's going to stonewall. She always has stonewalled for 25 years in public life, and I think it's right. Most people are not going to vote on the basis of missing emails, but it's going to infuriate the media, and I think the media's relationship with Hillary Clinton is going to go through a real shift now because I mean, let's face it. The new watchword here is distrust her and then verify everything.
So, John, let me pick up on your point about Congress. Today, John Boehner told us that he's considering forming yet another investigative committee to look into Hillary things. Now, as somebody who believes that the all-new and allegedly improved Benghazi committee is dedicated to really researching Hillary, that's what it's been about from the start. Are the Republicans now in danger of doing what they always do, which is overplaying their hand by appointing another Hillary committee?
I don't think so, because Benghazi is about one discrete event that happened on one day in 2012 where 4 Americans died. And the other emails, of which there are 35,000 pages that supposedly have been destroyed. Nixon didn't destroy the tapes, Hillary destroyed the emails. There's lots of subject areas there that it can be of great interest, such as the Clinton Foundation. Huma Abedin, her personal aide, was working both for the State Department and for the Clinton Foundation at the same time. Government employees aren't supposed to do that, have a private job and then a public job. That is an area that's of real interest because we now know the Clinton Foundation is this giant churning mess where all kinds of foreign governments have been contributing money to it.
Well, you know, John, the Clintons are not known for having 10 years, and they appear to have a 10-year, and maybe you just hit on why. They don't. They understand exactly what's at stake. They understand that if these emails are released and they are gone
They know
through-
exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
also know that if they stay silent long enough, this will go away.
You know, I'm not so sure it's going to go away. Did you see on Friday the State Department was actually ordered to release some of her flight manifests, Hillary's flight manifests, because it had been requested by Citizens United for years and years and years. Finally, a judge known to be a liberal judge, came out and made a decision that those flight manifests have to be released. Do you really think, John, that a judge is not going to make, because, you know,
Well, look.
I'm sorry?
In a couple of years, maybe January, February, March of 2017, when we have a new president, you can delay and string this out a long time. And the Clintons have plenty of lawyers to do it.
Yeah.
The separation agreement, John, is also something that I find interesting as well, that whether she signed it or not, she hasn't answered that question yet. We're only down
That
to
is
about
a
15
problem.
seconds. So final word on that, 15 seconds.
Well, when she left the State Department, she had to sign an agreement saying she was going to turn over all of her public records. She didn't do that. So either she signed it and she violated the rules, or she didn't sign it and she violated the rules. So it's not going to be a major felony, but it sure looks sneaky.
Well, John, we appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much for talking about this again, I'm sure. Anyway, our potlucks are a little bit on the way. Daily Wrap, only on Newsmax TV. Stay tuned.